governor of the Indiana Territory. The Indiana Territory was created on July 4th, 1800, and I and my family moved here to Vincennes in January of 1801. I have many responsibilities as governor. Legislative responsibilities, judicial responsibilities, administrative responsibilities. One of my goals as governor is to obtain land for settlers who are coming into the territory. With these goals in mind, last fall I traveled to Fort Wayne, and in a treaty with the Miami, I purchased a large tract of land east of here. Now I have heard that Tecumseh, the Shawnee leader, is angry with my land purchase, and that he threatens to make war over it. I've also heard that he and his followers have established a village at the mouth of Tippecanoe Creek. I also know that Tecumseh has traveled to Canada, and from the British in Canada, he has obtained gunpowder and muskets. To ascertain the validity of all these charges, I've asked Tecumseh to come here under the protection of the council fire to express his concerns to me. We await his arrival. Tecumseh, welcome. Come and sit by your great white father.
Great Spirit is my father. The earth is my mother. Here is where I will stand.
I've heard that you have expressed some concerns about my recent land purchase. Can you tell me about your concerns?
Brother, I want you to listen to me carefully. I want to explain it to you, since I do not think you understand me clearly. I do not want to make war, but it is not possible to be friends with the 17 fires unless they give up this idea of making settlements further to the north and west. You have taken our lands from us, and I do not see how we can remain at peace with you if you continue to do so. You keep pushing the red people on to do some injury. Now we want to unite the Indians, and you wish to prevent this. You must accept the idea that all the lands in the western country belong to all the tribes together. These lands are ours. The Great Spirit gave these lands to his red children. He placed the white people on the other side of the big water. The white people were not content with their land, so they came to take ours from us. They have driven us from the sea to the lakes, and we can go no farther. It's the white man. It is the white man who divides up this land. It is the white man that says, this land belongs to the Miami, and this to the Delaware, and so on. And they buy the land from this tribe and that. But I tell you, the Great Spirit intended these lands as the common property of all the red people. You make divisions between the tribes by allotting to each a piece of land, and you make them disagree with each other. You never see an Indian come and try to divide the white people. Perhaps it is by the direction of your president that you make these divisions. Well, it is a very bad thing, and we do not like it. Since I have come to live on the Tippecanoe, I've tried to eliminate these divisions and destroy the village chiefs who cause all the trouble. It is the village chiefs who sell our land to the Americans. This land was sold by a few village chiefs among the Potawatomi and the Miami, and the goods that were given for it only benefited a few. In the future, we will punish those village chiefs who may want to come forward and sell their land. From now on, all our affairs will be decided by the warriors. I am a warrior, and I am head of all the warriors. Now you tell us that we have no right to land on the Wabash, that the lands you bought belong to other tribes, but I tell you, the Great Spirit ordered us to come here, and here we will stay. Now if you do not give up this land, if you cross the boundary of your present settlement, it will make great trouble among us. Do not listen to the bad birds who tell lies about what we do and what we intend to do. Listen to me. Everything that I've told you is the truth. The Great Spirit has inspired me, and I speak nothing but the truth to you. In 2 moons, we will meet with the other tribes near Detroit. We may visit the British across the lake. If they offer us powder and the tomahawk, we will accept the powder. We will refuse the tomahawk. Now, brother, I want you to consider carefully everything that I've told you. It is the feeling of all the red people who listen to me.
Now, Tecumseh, you've been candid with me in expressing your concerns, and I will be likewise with you. I will tell President Madison what you have said, but I assure you that he will never return these lands to you. When the white people first came to this world, the new world, to America, they found that the Miami were living on the Wabash. Your people, the Shawnee, were living in Georgia. And the Creeks pushed the Shawnee out of Georgia. I purchased the land from the Miamis because they were the original and rightful owners of that land. Now, Tecumseh, you claim that the Great Spirit has directed you to bring the red people together and that they will be one nation. I say this is ridiculous. If the Great Spirit had intended that, he would have not put many tongues into your head. He would have had you speak with one language. Now, last fall, I traveled to Fort Wayne, and in a council fire with the Miami tribes, I purchased a piece of property east of here. And the Miami are going to receive benefits from this. The Miami will receive annual annuities, and the Miami and the other tribes have long benefited from these annuities. And the 17 council fires has always been prompt in their payment. You have no right, Tecumseh, to come from a far country and tell the Miami what they should do or what they shouldn't do with their land. I have purchased this land by fair purchase.
You are a liar!
Tecumseh, what do you mean by that?
Everything you say is a lie. You and the 17 fires have cheated and tricked the Indians.
Tecumseh, you are an evil man. I will no longer talk with you.
Well, I hope the Great Spirit gives your chief enough sense to give up this land. If not, he lives far away and can sit and drink his wine. But you and I, we will have to fight.
Tecumseh, do you think that you and a few Indian warriors can withstand the might of the 17 council fires? Let me assure you, I can raise up hunting shirt riflemen as numerous as mosquitoes on the Wabash. You beware their sting. Now you have come to this council fire under the safety of its auspices, but you need to leave in like manner. This council is over. In the summer of 1810 and 11, and the actual meetings took place in front of Graceland. We're a little further north.
Is this the first meeting or the second meeting?
This is the second summer. This is the second.
Yeah, second meeting.
And after the meetings in 1811, Tecumseh headed south, and William Henry Harrison gathered an army of 1,000 soldiers. In September, he headed north up the Wabash, and on November 7th, the army camped at the mouth of Blumen's Creek. And the next morning, the Prophet's warriors attacked Harrison, and we know that as the Battle of Tippecanoe, November 7th, 1811. But Tecumseh, you weren't there.
No, I was actually trying to gather some more warriors for the rebellion or the Pan-Indian Confederation. And Harrison did a little sneaky sneaky stuff there and knew I was gone, so he was going to go attack when I was out of town.
Now, we would meet again at the Battle of Tams.
Yep.
Tell us, Tecumseh, what happened.
I ended up losing my life in that battle. So that's about it for me. I was, of course, supporting the British during the war.
The British under Proctor were cowards. They left. Proctor
Yeah.
left in the...
We actually had some Canadian guests yesterday, and they were just loved Tecumseh. Some visitors yesterday from Canada.
And why is that? What did
Because Tecumseh fought for the British.
Yeah, and which basically was the Canadian militia, especially down here. Canadian militia.
Now, the Battle of Tippecanoe, November 11th, 1811, was not part of the War of 1812.
No.
The War of 1812 took place in 1812.
Between 13 and 14.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yes.
Several years. And what happened at the end of the War of 1812 was largely a draw, I think, between both sides. They burnt Washington, D.C.
Yes, they did.
How's your opinion changed of Tecumseh between the first visit and the second visit?
I believe that Harrison and the people of Vincennes were tremendously worried about an Indian attack on Vincennes, but it never happened. If you remember, in September of 1812, there was an attack on Fort Harrison, where Terre Haute is at today. And Zachary Taylor was the commander there. He later became the president. But they were able to withstand the attack. So that's the closest the attack came to Vincennes. Now, there were isolated attacks by Indian raiding parties in the area. For example, if you go to Hudsonville up here on the river, there was a family by the name of Hudson. It was that the wife and children were actually attacked by Indians, and they were burned alive in the cabin. So there were isolated attacks, but this area was never attacked. As it turned out, the Battle of Tippecanoe tended to be the last major battle in America. And of course, if we go forward in time, we can talk about William Henry Harrison a little bit. Harrison had an interesting political career. He became the commander of the army in the West. So it was the Battle of Tams, and a lot of things happened. And then he got in an argument with the Secretary of War, and he resigned. He went back to North Bend, Ohio. He never lived in Grassland again. Although the Harrison family owned Grassland until about 1850. Harrison's son would live there. But at any rate, Harrison was a member of Congress. All sorts of things happened. He served as a low position as a county clerk. But Harrison was continually involved in politics. In the 1820s, he was made ambassador to Colombia, of all things. Harrison became argumentative with Simon Bolivar. He didn't like Simon Bolivar, so they sent him back. One thing Harrison brought back was his parrot. Remember that? He brought back a parrot. A parrot by the name of Charlie. And you go to the grouse-land, you can see a photograph of Charlie.
I was gone by that time.
Charlie lived from 1826 to 1950.
About that.
Prophet's warriors attacked at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was total darkness. And the Americans were really getting blistered until they extinguished the campfires. And so that battle took place in total darkness. The Americans, Harrison and the Americans declared it a victory. They were back in Vincennes in a little over a week. So then later they went back out. There were 68 people on the American side killed, unknown amount of Native Americans.